And that's why they call it Blue's Clues. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Picture This, the best picture movie review show hosted by the person that's seen the least amount of them. We have reached week 5 of our near Sisyphusian task, and this week, Matthew Chen would have some explaining to do. We'll get to it. My name is Alex, and at this point, I just want to be alone. With me is a man who blows so much smoke that he legally qualifies as a fog machine, Jack Pinchuk. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
Matthew Chen would be here, but he was busy saying hi to his mother for me. Instead, here to judge how flirty this movie is, it's Adelaide Spence.
Hi, what the fuck you doing to his mom? Huh?
Sorry, my apologies to the entire Chen family. I didn't know how that joke was going to play, but with us, very important get, actually, very quality get for us. Very rare that we get someone this good on the show. The host of How Gay Was My Valley. It is the Kaleb Garbo.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me on the show. Very excited to be on my first week for the latest discussion of How Gay Was My Valley. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and we probably have an episode for you. We probably get into that here in a minute. But, Matthew Chen, as we have noted, is not here for like the 8th week in a row or whatever. And you know how we handle this. Everyone, I just pick a movie that Matthew likes. I'm going to put 30 seconds. Honestly, the more you miss, the more time I should give us. But we're going to do 30 seconds. Just this bit.
Thank
doesn't
you,
exist
Bar.
anymore. You know what? It's an occasion. It's a holiday. So I'm gonna cut Matthew some slack. We're gonna do 27 seconds. We're gonna do 27 seconds. If everybody, does everybody have a movie picked out?
Yeah.
Spence, you got a movie picked out?
Sure.
All right. So what we're gonna do, because it's a holiday. It's a holiday edition. By the way, everyone, happy Mother's Day. I don't know if we have any male listeners or if any female listeners, but if we do,
I was like, we definitely have a male listener. His name is Andrew.
I don't know if we have any female listeners, but if we do, say hi to your. I don't know if you have kids, but say hi to your mom if they happen to still be with us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 27 seconds on the clock here, and we're just gonna rant for a bit. And 3, 2, 1, and go.
So,
I mean, ladies first. Really, it's not what the people want. People want
not anyone can cook. That's pretty obvious. I tasted Spence's cooking. Not anyone can
want a
cook.
mellow.
It's a pretty crazy idea.
I mean, it's incredible. Why? Greta Garbo
cook. Jack Pinchuk could be chef
directing and writing Netflix. I mean, I can't put on this absolutely. Get out of here, Matthew.
I fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, that's it. Good game,
I made
everybody.
some Firebirds. I don't know if anyone heard any of them.
I heard mine.
Honestly,
I got really scared.
I was talking about Ratatouille, and I said the phrase "anyone can cook" is bullshit because I've had Spence's cooking, and that's clearly not true.
You haven't. No, you haven't. Fuck you.
And then I followed that up by saying, I said that if a rat could cook, then Jack Pinchuk would be Chef Boyardee.
Yeah. I did Lady Bird, and I'll be honest, I've never seen it.
I can't believe Cody is actually tuning in to watch. I love you. Thank you for being here.
Well, you know what that means. We have to start with the segment that is all coho. We have to start with the segment that's all coho. Then we have to start with our favorite remedial exercise, as Coho will attempt to regale us with the plot of Grand Hotel.
Oh no.
Right.
No! Cody, at least stay for How Gay Was My Valley.
All right. I'm just gonna be real honest, guys. I don't know if there's much of a plot to recap this week. This movie's about nothing. So here we are. We are at the Grand Hotel, which I found out recently is the MGM Grand. What? Anyway, so they say nothing ever happens here, and then a bunch of people start showing up. That includes, let me look at my notes, the Baron, a card player and a jewel thief, who befriends Otto, who is these are the Barrymore brothers, John and Lionel, and John. We're gonna call them John and Lionel because I hate saying German names. They don't deserve to be said out loud. The Baron is John, Otto, Lionel. So Lionel is dying of something. He's an accountant of some sort, and he wants to spend the rest of his days blowing his fortune at the MGM Grand, as do we all. And so this is where we'll launch.
Now, you say fortune. He has a couple $1,000s. Like, it's not. He'll live like 2 or 3 months.
It's also the 1930s. Like,
yeah, but like he's staying at the Grand.
A couple $100,000.
Yeah, but he's staying at the Grand. Like, he's not like balling out anyway. Like, he's gonna live like 2 or 3 months on this, and then he'll die. Apparently, Poe does hate Germans. That's true.
I do hate Germans.
He never really got over World War II.
You know, I didn't. Spence, hit the song. Welcome to How Gay Is My Valley, the podcast on the podcast. I'm your host, Kaleb Coho, and joining me today are my co-hosts, as always, Adelaide Spence and Alex Martinez. Grand Hotel. Let's start by talking about the absolute electric chemistry between the Barrymore brothers and Julia Binoche Swanson lady. What's her name again?
No. Pause.
Joan Crawford?
Let's talk about the chemistry between the Barrymore brothers.
Yeah, I thought that's where you were going to start. Because let me tell you, I don't know if anything ever went down between the Barrymores, but if they didn't, they absolutely should have.
I'm not sure Germany counts the South, but it should.
Not advocate against us, but yeah.
No,
chemistry.
The way they look into each other's eyes, would you like to come up to my room? My room's right over there. We could if you wanted to. Like, listen, I'm not advocating for it, but something definitely happened between the Barrymore brothers that should be the subject of a book.
I know a lot of rich people like to keep it in the family, but this is ridiculous.
There's some tea that needs to be spoken.
So yeah, no, specifically the Barrymore brothers characters, they are DTF. Like they are trying to get into each other's rooms, and Lionel's like into it. Like John hits on him, and then Lionel's like all about that life. And then Joan Crawford and John Barrymore start having a thing, and he gets like hella jealous. So like, I don't think it's about Joan Crawford. I think he's jealous because John's not giving him attention anymore.
No, they meet later. Yeah, Joan Crawford comes in later, I thought. Or was it?
No, they meet in the same scene, remember? Because they have a scene where it's all three of them like immediately after, because they meet individually and then they meet all together.
They're way more into each other than they are Joan Crawford, which is...
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
so
look great. But...
That brings me to the part of the podcast that we need to rank How Gay Is My Valley. Number 1, with a bullet, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack, you're
yes.
on the podcast. Push.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah, where are our rankings for How Gay Was My Valley?
Jack, read the rankings.
Yeah. I'm just.
You're not on, but please.
You're not
Executive producer.
Executive producer, Jack Pitcher.
Can we all agree this is one? Like,
I mean, yeah, but we want to hear what's.
Well, yeah. There's.
So the rankings right now. Come on, don't be a dick to me, letterboxd. Damn you. Here we go.
Oh, Cody actually.
Okay, I'm finally in the account. Okay. So How Gay Was My Valley? In last place, we have Cimarron, which is honestly anti How Gay Was My Valley.
It's anti-gay.
It's called homophobic.
Yes. Then we have Wings, which we thought was going to be a strong contender for quite a while, but no, that was topped immediately by the Broadway melody. Topped immediately by the Broadway melody, which was then topped by All Quiet on the Western Front, which is now our number 2.
Grand Hotel beats all of those, I think. Absolutely.
Yeah. How is it that we have 2 different 30s early Best Picture winners with gay incest as a plot line?
Yeah, what's
true. That's a weird plot. That's a weird thing to realize. And both of them are the MGM ones. It's the Broadway melody and...
What are you doing, Mr. Metro or Goldwyn or Mayor? Did someone want to tell us?
What's going on,
Irving Thalberg? But yeah, okay. That concludes How Gay Is My Valley. Spence in the song. All right, back to the plot.
Great. Yeah. I mean, that's this. We're still in the middle of the.
Jack.
So pricing.
Bring him back here.
What do you do?
He'll be back with a burner.
Bar was just blocked for 5 minutes. Bar, I'm sorry.
Okay.
EBI. So then Pricing is introduced, and that's the boss of Lionel Barrymore, and he's trying to close some sort of deal. And he hires a stenographer, Is the stenographer Joan Crawford?
The stenographer is Joan Crawford.
Okay. Because then she wants to be an actress, and she's showing him pictures of her in a magazine. And this is the point where Alex and I look at each other and go, so is this movie going to have a plot? Or, like, what are we doing?
No, hang on, because that's true. But, like, you have to understand, for the people that have not seen it, let me explain. The movie doesn't start with any of these characters. The movie starts with some people making phone calls. This is, like, the abstract, like, an unexpected journey introduction of characters, where you're like, this guy's, like, on the phone saying, I gotta close this business deal, or I don't like this room. Like, everyone's just huffing and puffing about their own ordeal.
It's like if you're a kid playing adult, this is what you're doing.
It goes on for a very long time.
Well, 5
get into any, like, interpersonal, like, oh, hello, I'm the Barrymore. And the other one's like, hello, I'm the other Barrymore. Oh, is that your name? Like, yeah, it's honestly, we're 20 minutes into the movie. I know it doesn't feel like it because the reviews are usually much more segmented, but we've been here for a minute at this point.
Oh, for sure. And then, so then from here, we meet the ballerina, which is Greta Garbo. I still don't know what the fuck Garbo's doing in this movie. Greta Garbo is, like, in her own hotel room giving the performance of someone who's out to win an Oscar in, like, a serious drama about, like, fading stars. And then everyone else in this movie is like, hi, I'm in the Grand Budapest Hotel. I'm in, like, a wacky Wes Anderson comedy. And everyone's just like,
this movie basically French dispatched it, but all at once we're like, here are these very different stories. No difference happening all at once. Like, there's no, like, clear, like, it's like, oh, we're gonna fucking make love and I'm gonna steal your money. And then she's like, oh, but my daughter, and just, like, sobbing her eyes out, like, praying to God or something. No, like, it's just into the other immediately.
yeah, no, it's like, pick one, do one right. And then John Barrymore goes into her room and steals some jewelry. And then she talks about killing herself. And then John Barrymore is like, yo, what's up? Don't do that. Here's your jewels. Now let's fuck. Basically, that's what happens in that scene. And then the next day, she's like, yo, let's go. Let's run away. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Like, Vienna or whatever. Yeah, sounds about good. Let me make sure I can do that. Then I'll go run. And then a lot happens. Like, a lot happens that doesn't make any sense. Like, a lot of conversations are happening at this point.
Yeah.
The next thing that matters comes about an hour into the movie, which is a poker game. That's where the Baron, John Barrymore, is trying to, like, get out of his criminal group. And Lionel wins everything and then gets really drunk, drops his wallet. John takes his wallet. And then Lionel's like, oh, no, I'm going to lose everything. And then he gives him back the wallet. So, yeah. And then Pricing is going to go to London, and he asks Joan Crawford to go with him. Then they're in her room, and Pricing sees a shadow going through his shit. And he goes and he beats that guy to death. Turns out he murdered John Barrymore. And literally about 10 minutes before this, Alex and I are like, someone needs to get killed here, or else this movie is, like, the worst. And then
there needs to be a murder.
We're like, there needs to be a murder or something, and then a murder happens. And then he says it was self-defense, and Lionel calls the cops, and Pricing gets arrested. And then Greta Garbo leaves for the train station, thinking that John's gonna come to the train station still, but he dead. And Lionel offers to take care of Joan Crawford, who is like, yo, let's go get you help for your medical condition that we never really find out what his medical condition is or what he's dying from, because, like, that doesn't matter, I guess, but he's dying, I guess. And then they leave, and it starts the way it ends and it ends the way it starts, where they're like, welcome to the Grand Hotel. Nothing ever happens here. And let me tell you, what an accurate description of this movie. The end.
But the concierge guy had a kid. Boom.
Yes, Bar, you are back.
Yes, you are back.
Don't fucking mute him again.
So yeah, it's kind of an uneventful movie. I think Jack had the best description of all, where it's like more of like a vibe. It's not really like a, it's not like a plot heavy movie. That's why the recap only took 15 minutes of our time. It usually takes significantly longer. A few things I want to clean up from that. Actually, no, there's nothing. Actually, yeah, that's the whole thing.
That was everything that matters.
That was everything that happened. Yeah, it's not like a. I wish Chen was.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week when we watch. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks that we now start our Multiverse of Madness spoilers. I think everyone here has seen it, so I guess.
Yeah, let's talk about the Multiverse of Madness.
Well,
I mean, let's just. Well, we should probably go through like our usual stuff before we get into. Actually, we probably could get into that because I think everyone here has seen it, and then everyone.
No, that's not. I'd rather not be brutalized on the internet. All right.
Why? Like,
because I'm gonna get so many people who are like, "Oh, your takes are dumb."
No, because you know what? Because I think your takes and my takes are the exact same takes. So I'm ready to start fist fighting people on the internet if that's what it takes.
I think Tuig and I have the same takes too. But
okay, we're not gonna wait Tuig on. I don't think he likes me very much. But
come on.
we should. Well, let's at least go through our usual nonsense.
Yeah,
because I think our standout performer. I mean, there might be some variance, but I think the best performer of this entire movie is the great Lionel Barrymore as
for sure.
Greg Line. He's just like a very like heartwarming character. He's just open to human experience in whatever way it happens to go. Like, yeah, you want to be friends? Great. And he's like shy, but he's kind of on his last leg. So he's just like, oh, I've never danced, but I guess I'll try it. Like, yeah.
And
okay,
it's a blast.
Great.
It's a blast to watch. It's a blast to watch Lionel Barrymore play Kaleb Bowman in the Kaleb Bowman biopic.
Actually, definitely not. If Kaleb Bowman knew he was dying and had like a decent sized fortune to spend, he'd be out doing his thing. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I've never been friends with a baron. That'd be crazy. Let's get drunk and play cards. Where's my money? Yeah, that would not be it. I also want to send a quick shout out to the Greta Garbo, who is in a completely different movie than everyone else. Yeah, everyone else is in like not a screwball comedy. This is like the color negative version of that, where it's like a screwball drama because nobody's really having a good time, but everything is just kind of keeps messing up. But Greta Garbo's in this like ultra mellow, like I just want to be alone. Like she's like in this whole like recliner drama, where everything is bad. There's a suicide on the way. Like I don't know. It's just she's doing great, but she's not fitting the vibe.
She's not in this movie. She's not in this movie.
Not in this movie. No. Oh no. Anybody else? Like what do you got?
I like John Barrymore in this one a lot too. I thought he was great as the Baron.
Oh, John's great.
John Barrymore is great in this, but then again, you can't beat Lionel Barrymore in this film.
Yeah, he was my standout for the first 30 minutes before Lionel really gets to like have a scene. Yeah. He was.
Lionel has two monologues in this movie that are like, or two scenes in this movie that are like absolutely heartbreaking, and some best moments in this film without question.
I want to do a special shout out to cinematographer William H. Daniels for one thing. Because we were all watching this together. And we were like, are they going to fuck? I don't know. And then you get a cut to Lionel Barrymore's face. And he is lit like Ilsa Lund from Casablanca. Just the softest white light of him looking up to his brother, John. And he's like, yeah, you make this world make sense. And it's just perfection.
It was we all went, that's the Casablanca shot. Like they sure did the Casablanca shot.
Before Casablanca.
10 years. This dude's revolutionary. You know what, Casablanca, you ain't shit. William H. Daniels, you're the man.
I'm
so glad Cody left already.
Okay then. I'll generalize my thoughts here because I don't really think I have that much to say. I think this is like a really nothing movie. Like this is just like a fine. I don't get how this won picture, but I having looked at the other extra credit movies in this year that I like watched, there may just not be good movies this year because I was like the Champ's not very good either. So I don't know. The best movie that I saw from this year was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and that was only nominated for actor, which it tied and should have been the only winner of. So I don't know. I didn't see a good movie from this year, like a great movie from this year. To vote for
Okay,
picture,
let's talk about this because other movies that came out this year included The Invisible Man, King Kong. What came out?
King Kong was 33. Right?
This is 1932 and 1933.
Right.
This
next year that we get into single year. Right, okay.
No, next year is 33 and 34, and then 35 with It Happened One Night is the first year with single years.
Oh, the first Scarface came out in 32. That's interesting.
34 is It Happened One Night. This is the next year Cavalcade.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. For
so am I, like right here. 34, it says 1934 is It Happened One Night is what I see.
Right, but if you go up to the year before, it says 1933, 1934.
No, it says 1932, 1933.
Oh, you're right. Maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, honestly, I would probably give it. I'm looking at the 32 releases that I've seen, and I probably would say Grand Hotel is probably the best of them. This is a weird one because Grand Hotel won without any other nominations. Nobody else cleared a nomination for this movie. Not a director, not an actor, no screenplay. This is an adaptation, I think, and it's just like fine. It's okay. If they got different actors, I don't think that this would work very well. This is like one of the best cast movie, probably.
Yeah,
but like honestly, it's still like fine. I'll wiki the other. I think the best Wikipedia. That's the list we should make this week. I think the best of Wikipedia is Goho. I use it frequently, but Adelaide's all right.
Yeah, like I don't know. Just like looking at this movie, I was just like, I think it's so nothing. It's meh. It's fine. I'm indifferent to it. I think it's fun, I guess. It has moments where I'm like, this could have been really great, but on the whole, I'm just like, this is blah. I don't care about anyone. I don't give a shit about the movie.
It's too slice of life. Like this is like a cleaning movie. This is like a movie you put on in like the backgrounds where you're like cleaning the living room. So when it gets to the part you stop, like the part that you like, you stop for a minute and you like sit down and you're like, yeah, good job, Greta Garbo, or good job, Lionel Barrymore. And then the part ends and you just like, well, gotta keep going. Gotta move on with my life. No.
Weird thing I want to focus on. I don't think we talked about it before, but I want to bring it up now because I still think it's weird. Specifically in the best sound recording category. For I don't know how long, because I might know. For a while, they only awarded the award to the studio, not to the individuals.
Yep.
So when we say that, like, oh, Grand Hotel was only nominated for one thing, that's true, even though MGM was nominated for best sound recording. Doesn't show up in IMDb.
Right, because how it went is they would just nominate the studio for its entire year's worth of efforts.
But we credit Cimarron for winning every Oscar nominated for, including best sound recording. If you think about it, Grand Hotel, not even that special. Because you got 2 nominations, technically. Okay. So fuck it. It's both boring and it doesn't matter.
There you go. I think the first year where we get the movies win, because they did it for Big House in the third year, and then they went 2 years in a row, we're just giving it to the studio for the whole year. And then next year they'll give it to a specific movie, but it will still be like the studio and then the head of that department of the studio. And then eventually the moment they drop studio names from the award entirely, I think I'm looking
51.
It's a while. Not even 51. Best sound recording The first time that they drop it is in the best sound effects category in 1963, where it's just the names, but then the sound department still gets the name of the studio. The first time that I see the studio not listed at all is 1969.
Mm.
So that's kind of nuts. That's a long time.
Yeah, Bar, tell us about the stage musical. Is that any good?
Reading on Wikipedia, it did say that they were going to do a
70s movie
musical directed by Norman Jewis, which would have been fucking banger.
And written by William Goldman.
Shit.
Really?
I would.
Yeah. But the reason why I didn't go through is because MGM Grand would not let them film inside the MGM Grand unless they got approval on Final Cut.
Oh, well, yeah.
And Jewison was like, nah. So we're not making it.
I saw you just to Jesus Christ Superstar. You made me shoot in the fucking desert. I ain't doing this shit.
He's like, I took Jesus Christ Superstar, threw them all out in the desert, and then put nukes out there with them for no reason. Real thing. Look it up.
I have to look that up. What the hell? Okay, where do we want to rank Lionel Barrymore among our standout performers? Do we want to because
what's the list? Because I think
right now, last place we have Dick Dix as Yancey in Cimarron. Sorry, Richard Dix. Then we have
is an absolutely accurate name.
Then we have Bessie Love as Hank in the Broadway Melody, Clara Bow as Mary Preston in Wings, and then we have Lou Ayres as Paul in All Quiet on the Western Front.
I go Lionel. Lionel number one.
No, Lionel is one.
Lionel 2.
I don't think anyone in All Quiet on the Western Front is deserving of a real shout out because they're all fine. All the performances are completely okay. There's no one special acting in that movie where I'm like, oh, you're one of the greatest performances or actors of all time. I think Lionel Barrymore is giving the third best performance that I've seen from him so far, and it's
honestly, I think that's probably fair. I was kind of on the fence, but I would agree if we're gonna put Lionel Barrymore somewhere, he probably deserves to be number one for this.
Yeah, I put number one on this one.
Honestly,
I can tell you specific things about Lionel's performance that I like. I couldn't tell you a fucking thing about All Quiet on the Western Front performance.
At this point, I couldn't either. I could tell you that I like certain performances, but I couldn't like
I couldn't tell you anything about his performance specifically that I love. I think that's a movie that like in the moment you like the performance, but like he's fine.
Yeah. Actually, not
Jack,
kind
play
of
the
the multiverse.
Jack, play the clip.
Okay, 1 second. There we go.
Extra credit. Okay.
Can you guys tell him what clip you want him to play?
No, there's only one clip. There's only one clip.
Oh, we have tons of clips. We just never
I know, but there's only one clip we actually played for the show that we're supposed to be playing for the show.
End the show.
He's taken off guard every time.
So, okay. Who did extra credit this week? Because I did extra credit.
I did extra credit.
Is it just us two, Jack? Did we both watch The Champ?
No. I don't think we watched the same movie. Because I watched two movies. I saw Bad Girl, which won Best Director. And then... Shit, what else did I see? Fuck. Give me a minute.
I only watched The Champ because I'd already seen Frederick March's win for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I wanted to see what he tied with. And Wallace Beery is fine.
Shanghai Express.
Right, Shanghai Express, which
I didn't watch either of those.
Yeah, Shanghai Express, which that movie was fun. That was a good movie. I saw that with Matthew, and I think Matthew will agree with me in ranking it above The Divorcee, but below Sunrise. I don't know if Matthew saw Sunrise, but that's where I'd put it.
Okay, I'd support that. Without having seen it, I trust you. The Champ is mid, maybe a little bit below mid. It's pretty indifferent. I'm pretty indifferent to it. I feel equally as bad about The Champ as I do Grand Hotel, but I would rather watch Grand Hotel again than The Champ. I think The Champ has more of a plot, but I think the plot's just not great. I think Wallace Beery's fine. I don't really understand how they tied. It should have just gone to Frederick March, no contest. Because Frederick March is definitely a performance that I think is definable and interesting, and like he's playing Jekyll and Hyde, which is just like a character I find fascinating. He's doing it well. So like Wallace Beery is just kind of like he's just kind of playing your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, like your slightly offensive drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. He won an Oscar for it. So like I don't know. Like I think it's fine. Jackie Cooper's in this movie also. Skippy's in this movie. And he's bad. He's so bad at the Champ. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Like the year before, nominated for an Oscar, giving a great performance to Skippy. Next year, insufferable little brat. Like hate the kid. So yeah, the Champ's not good. I would put it. What did I say? I think on my personal ranking, I put it below the Divorcee. Let me go double check real quick. I put it. I say as I scroll down my list because I lost it. Where the fuck did I put my? Where's my extra credit list? There it is. I put it below the Divorcee, but above In Old Arizona for me.
That's fair. So between those two is The Front Page, which I don't know.
I didn't see. I think Matthew saw that one.
Yeah, Matthew saw that one. So do we want to put that above or below The Front Page?
I'll put it below The Front Page. I'll give Matthew the benefit on that one. I don't feel strongly enough about the Champ that it needs to go above anything other than In Old Arizona.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, but Bad Girl, holy shit. I have a question for all of you. Sure. So you know how you know what? Have you ever asked yourself what childbirth is like for the husband in the relationship, and how much worse it is for him as opposed to the woman who had to carry the baby for 9 months and then give birth to it? Well, whoever made this movie did, because that's what this movie is. It's not good shit. Honestly, I'm fine with putting it below the Champ. Like it's not good. It's not even close to as good as Sunrise or Skippy. I haven't seen Skippy, but I know enough to know that it's far better than Bad Girl. I don't know how this won Best Director. It's not a good movie, but there's some comedic moments in it that make it somewhat tolerable. But no, it's not good in any way, shape, or form. It's just mid.
What star rating do you give it, Jack?
I gave it 2.5 because it would be a 2-star movie if there weren't or maybe even 1.5 star if there weren't some at least decent comedic moments that made me chuckle a little. It's not very good. I'd put it below. I'd put below the Champ. I'd even be fine with below In Old Arizona. I haven't seen it, but
from the way you talk about it, it sounds like it's real bad. So why not put it? Let's punish it. Let's put it at the bottom.
Cool.
Let's punish this movie.
Shanghai Express, though, I'd put between The Divorcee and Sunrise. We talked about that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Cool. End of extra credit. So.
Cool. It doesn't sound like we're enjoying the Great Depression years in film. It doesn't sound like we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, these movies are giving me a Great Depression, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you and I both.
Okay, so...
I'm not having a great time, Cotton.
Skippy's still the best movie you've seen.
Skippy is the best movie I've watched for the show so far.
That's sad.
Next week,
though, gonna be a good time. But we'll get to that in a second. We should probably rank this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we have to do our ratings for the film known as Grand Hotel. We'll start with Spence. Spence, what did you give Grand Hotel?
I don't remember. I think I gave it 3.
Spence, you gave it a whole 3 stars.
Yeah.
Mellow.
I was bored the entire time. Like, genuinely didn't care other than, 15 minutes total of the movie. But it's not, a bad time. Like, you can put it on the background and you're like, oh, that's happening. All right. And, I think the movie deserves at least some credit. I shouldn't just be like, oh, it was boring. I don't like it. 1 star. I think it was fine. I never want to watch it again. It was on. It's oh, remember that scene? Anyway, you want, some chips? Or, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a movie you put on the background of a party that no one's watching it. If people were watching the movie, you'd switch to a different movie.
If you're Caleb Bowman and you're working at old folks' home during bingo, and you're like, they want something to watch while they're ignoring how to stamp their fucking board, you put Grand Hotel on, and they don't hate it.
He's never coming onto the show. Yeah, great. We're gonna go.
Bowman loves this movie, by the way. I want to make clear. Bowman loves this movie.
He's got it at 4 stars. So yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Matthew, by the way. So yeah, we got Matthew at 4 stars. Highest.
I honestly am sad that Matthew couldn't be here today because I really did want to hear what Matthew's defense of the movie was. But
same. And I mean, I'm the next closest though, but we'll get to that when we get there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go next. I think that we're gonna use this as an intermediary. I went 3. It's like kind of mellow. It doesn't. I mean, the performances hit, but not in a way that's like meaningful to the plot. They could have given these performances in any other movie, and it would mean just as much, if not potentially more. It's fine. It's all right.
I know. Do you want me or Coho next?
I called for Coho.
Oh, I was going to say Jenko.
Okay, well,
sure.
Coho.
I gave it the lowest, 2.5. I think this movie's really not special. I think the only things in it, the only reason why I give it 2.5 is because I think the Barrymore brothers are really good. I think almost all the performances are like good. Like it's a good ensemble cast where everyone's doing a good job, specifically the Barrymores, and Crawford and Garbo. So I gave it 2.5 for all of them and their performances combined. But like this plot is nothing. Honestly, the script kind of gave me whiplash. I was really irritated at multiple points as to what we were doing. I couldn't really get a handle on what was happening. I didn't enjoy the hangout vibe of it. Like it's not a fun hangout movie. It's just it's boring. I was just very confused and apathetic to what was happening the entire time because I didn't care about anyone.
This is true.
The only character I cared about was Lionel Barrymore by the end, and even then, like at this point, we don't even remember their character names because their character names are so dull and boring and German. So yeah, 2.5 stars. It's fine.
You're supposed to hate the Germans like 2 weeks ago.
I did that too.
To be clear, I think Coho had All Quiet on the Western Front lowest as well.
He did. He had it at 3.5, which, believe it or not, is what I gave this movie.
Holy shit!
Disgusting.
Here's the thing. I have a lot of the same sentiments as Coho, but the screenplay didn't bother me as much. I had kind of a kind of good time just hanging out with these people at the Grand Hotel. I had been told beforehand that this was more of a hangout movie than anything. So going in expecting that, I think kind of helped. But Lionel Barrymore, John Barrymore, Joan Crawford, and Greta Garbo the first 3 are all great in this movie, and Greta Garbo's great in whatever movie she's in. So they're all a lot of fun to watch, and I just had a good time with this. And I didn't hate the screenplay. So yeah, that's the score. So, but which brings our average rating of this movie to 3.2.
Okay, so yeah, where does that rank overall? Because that's
second. Because the next highest is Wings. The next highest is Wings with 2.5.
So that's wild. Because if I'm being honest with you, I think it's time to vote. Because
I agree. Hang on. Because honestly, I would much rather watch this than Wings.
Oh, I agree. Wings sucks.
I don't know.
Well, Matthew votes for second place as well. Matthew was torn between.
Can we hear the list like in order of where we have it?
Yeah.
Right now?
So last place we have Cimarron. Then we have the Broadway Melody. Then Wings. Then All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah. So just here, let's go top down. Do we think it's better than All Quiet?
No.
Oh no! I was gonna say let's go bottom up. Like let's start. No, let's do this easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Raise your hand if you think it's better than Cimarron. Okay. Raise your hand if you think it's better than the Broadway Melody. Raise your hand if you think it's better than what would you say, Wings?
Wings. Yeah.
I actually do think it's better than Wings.
Okay. Raise your hand if you think it's better than All Quiet on the Western Front.
Fuck you.
Then it's number 2.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning. This is the beginning of my deviation from the actual rankings.
Oh no. Variant Coho.
Matthew was torn between first and second for this one so far.
I think so. Jack, from now on, you should start screen sharing the lists because we're losing track of it.
Oh, actually, I'm dumb. I actually did have it second. Never mind.
Yeah.
I also put a second on my first.
I'll start. I'll pin the page on my browser so that it's easy to access.
Yeah. I will say, Grand Hotel narrowly missing my bottom 5 all-time Best Picture winners.
You've seen what, 40?
This was number 46.
Oof! Wow.
It's in my bottom 5.
And you know what? 2 of the ones you already reviewed in the show are in the bottom 5 as well.
Oh no, 4 of the 5 in my bottom 5 right now are movies to watch for the show.
Because it's that, and then it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't rank Cimarron. Sorry, there's 3 in my bottom.
So that's our ranking right now. There we go.
Didn't rank Cimarron either.
That's better. So with that, we have Cimarron last, Broadway Melody, Wings, Grand Hotel, All Quiet on the Western Front. No objections?
No, that works for me. I'm fine with that. Because that's
Andrew
actually my own
Barrymore,
personal rankings. I'm an idiot. I voted for Wings.
That's fair.
What did you say?
My Fair Lady is no longer a bottom 5 Best Picture winner for me.
Cool.
My Fair Lady is over this?
Fuck that. Oh, no. Granted, they're literally next to each other.
Okay, well, we'll get there. Trust me when I say we'll get there when we get there.
Congrats on Green Book for getting out of my bottom 5. Congrats.
Fuck you.
Next week gonna be fun because we.
Oh my god, next week.
Okay. So I need to say something before we start.
Oh god.
In a week's time, I will be in Nice, France, attending the Cannes Film Festival. I will not be here for the next 3 weeks.
3 weeks consecutively where we get to shit on all of Spence's favorite movies.
And I can't wait to.
Hey Bar, what are you doing the next 3 weeks?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So,
man, you're gonna miss It Happened One Night and Mutiny on the Bounty. Wow.
I want to be on, but I just.
Why can't you just be on in France?
It's literally like midnight right now, like straight up.
Okay, and
I have roommates.
Join the rest of the international community.
Yeah, freaking.
If you want to be on the show, message.
David was literally in our comment section like last week talking about Star Wars. Like I don't know
exactly.
I don't know what you're on. I don't know what you're on about.
Oh,
you're up till like 2 a.m. every night anyway.
We will talk about it.
What Boatman's
if you want
doing.
to be on the show, message Jack or Alex, and they
don't message me. I will ignore it. Message Jack.
Message me. Message me. I'll get back to you fairly quick.
I'm the host of the show. I don't give a shit who's on it.
Okay, so next week is Cavalcade. We all will hate that probably, but what's everyone's extra credits? What are we doing?
Oh, I've already started with the extra credits for that week. I've already watched Lady for a Day. I've watched Little Women, and I'll probably try and get through the Private Life of Henry VIII.
I'm gonna watch as many of them as I can, but I'm definitely doing I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang.
Yeah, that's the one I want to watch as well. That's like high on my priorities.
Hold up, Ko. Last week you said you're gonna put yourself through hell, and now you've demoted that to I will watch as many as I can. What happened?
As many as I can.
But at least
I will watch every single one of them. That's not Little Women, and one other one. And now you've gone to, I'll watch some of them, I guess.
We'll see. Listen, there's stuff happening now that I got to study for, but it's okay. All right. We'll see.
Well, and then after that,
are you that scared of Jack that you're like, no?
Yep, absolutely, Jack. It's Jack. I'm scared, Jack.
Yes. Be afraid. I already beat you. I'm kidding.
That's not true.
Yes, it happened.
Then we
one
have it
night.
happen one night.
Which I should be
I'm so excited for this. My extra credit that week is The Thin Man.
Yeah, no. What do I have that week for extra credit? Probably. Yeah, no. Probably The Thin Man as well. Maybe The Gay Divorcee. Maybe Cleopatra.
I would love to watch The Divorcee just to see if it's better than The Divorcee. Just to see if it's better to be gay and divorced.
Well, one has Ginger Rogers.
Oh my god, we
what?
mentioned the best quote from Grand Hotel.
Oh yeah,
the Gay Divorcee has Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Then I'll definitely be watching that. That sounds great.
Can we just go back in time for like 2 seconds to acknowledge like the best line in Grand Hotel? We just had a lot. which is like it's like A Great Life is a short and gay one or something. Like,
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like that. To be fair, that had a different meaning back in 1932.
Don't bring rationale to this. Don't be like don't.
Fine.
So, also, fun fact: next week is the first year where the Academy announced a second and a third place winner for picture. Like they disclosed what came second and third.
Oh,
really?
So if you guys are interested, next week the second place finisher was A Farewell to Arms, and the third place finisher was Little Women. So,
Little Women.
Okay, so someone has to watch. Oh, you have to at least watch Farewell.
I'll try to do those. And then the week of It Happened One Night, second place was The Barretts of Wimpole Street, and third place was The House of Rothschild. So there you go.
What the fuck is Wimpole Street?
And
then Mutiny on the Bounty, second place was The Informer, third place was Captain Blood. Then they stopped doing it.
Captain Blood sounds interesting.
That does sound
that week I was gonna watch Top Hat, so I don't know.
I kind of want to see what Les Mis would look like at 30
without music is probably trash.
1935.
1935 without music, probably trash.
What was that? What does that look like?
If you're gonna watch Les Mis without music,
to be fair, Les Miserables in 2012 with music is also trash. So you have there's no real great Les Mis movie at all.
Actually,
I mean, there's one where Jeffrey Rush was Javert, which I haven't seen.
Speaking of 1935, that is also we have the Broadway melody of 1936, which was nominated in 1935. Actually, I kind of want to just to like.
Is it a sequel? I don't know how this works. Like, there's a bunch.
It says it was a follow-up of sorts to the successful The Broadway Melody, which was released in one picture.
Yeah.
In 19.
Wow. Okay.
The success. Oh boy!
All right,
this looks.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Is that everything?
Then we got Great Ziegfeld with Mila Zola. You can't take with you go with the wind. We're almost to the good years. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
And then we have Gone to the Wind, which is so.
I'm gonna have to watch that in segments. That's
long.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it like we did the Snyder Cut.
Well, no, I watched the Snyder Cut in one shot. So.
That's absurd. I fell asleep.
Scully, Spence, and I watched that shit in a 4-hour sitting.
And it was fucking awesome.
Who wants to like knock out a day, set aside 4 hours, and watch Gone with the Wind?
I would totally do that.
Will Scarlett O'Hara find the Speed Force?
Is she going to like reverse time and stare down Darkseid and chop off Steppenwolf's head and throw it at him? Then yes, let's watch it in one go.
Is Clark Gable gonna fuck Lois Lane in a bathtub? That's what I know.
That's not in that movie.
Wrong movie, dumbass.
All right, let's close the show. Let's be done.
Okay. Alex?
So for everyone here at Picture This, don't watch the Snyder Cut. It's an inferior version of the movie. Don't let anyone tell you different.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.